Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing good. I'm feeling a little better. Sorry about screaming in the last video there, if you guys caught it. So we have here a bird blade. We have a sharpened effigy, and you can see how it resembles a bird with the poked out wing here. I'll point it at us a little bit so that maybe you can see it. You might be curious on how we can find native artifacts that are made out of wood. But when you think about it, it wasn't that long ago that they were here. And wood can be preserved in clay for thousands upon thousands of years. So this is a really neat knife. And I think it's really cool to be able to see how they made things. Just wanted to give you guys a look at this, and we'll go ahead and take it into some more shadows real fast. Here we are. We'll move it around just a little bit. That way you can see how the face detail is done a little better, and the shadows for the wings and the tail. How that curve is done. It's really pretty art. And then of course, if you guys weren't seeing the face here, we do have a little Indian on the bottom. You can see the little section for his eye. Looking closer on the wood, I can see the carvings on it now. You kind of hold them up like this. Really pretty edge. It's really neat. Got a bunch of these wooden artifacts. Could show you a few if you guys want to look. Stay tuned then. All right, let's start to take a look at these. This is the 43-inch bow. In here, you guys probably remember the muskrat, also mammoth. We'll take a look at each of these individually. I'm just going to show you real quickly. We have these little twisted, grafted plants that oftentimes resemble legs of characters, kind of like the bottom half of a doll, you guys can see. So you'll find these at your sites as well. And you know it's an artifact because it's grafted. Grafting, like we talk about, does happen in nature, but it's very rare. This is a long bird neck and other things too. But you can see the way the tail is actually still done. So the way that you work these is you can kind of proportion them so they're not so incredibly long. We'll bring it out to the sun here. And these are suspect. I'm not sure. They were with the other wooden artifacts. So I think that, and they're super light, super dry. But, it's hard to say if these are or not. But this is the thing is, they're buried very, very deep. These come out after all the trees are removed. I'm talking extremely deep. So all these little weird nubs and things, and there's nothing else out there, not like regular just chunks of trees or anything. It's because it's literally probably 100, 120 feet into the ground at an already very low level. So let me pause and clean my lens. Oh, I know I was rambling. Sorry, guys. Here we are. You guys can see this. It has the handle right there in the middle. We've shown it a few times. So, of course, you guys are noticing again how they grafted the wood back into itself to create these loops. Right? And the people who had this stuff, this bow, it's probably a lot more recent than mammoth culture. So the original site that I found in Alamance County does have mammoth crystals. It's almost like a library. So I believe they were, either creating mammoth after the mammoth was already gone, or they just had this ceremonial place from time immemorial, and it was just always there. And they had the mammoth culture, of course, there. All the artifacts are still there. But then on top of the really, really old stuff, there's newer stuff. So we can kind of see what they tried to do here with this knot. They tried to make it look like an eye. You can see how they probably polished it in there. They did a good job. When we look inside that eye, we should be able to see details. There's, if we've looked at before, if you guys haven't seen them, we went and had a whole bunch of these wooden artifacts. And several of them had stones put into them where they were grafted. They were looped, and then stones were inside the middle of the loops. So we don't need to look at all these in the sun, but it's really interesting and make you look at things a little bit closer for sure. And then you kind of get an idea of, hey, you know, it was only 300, 400, 500 years ago. It wasn't that long ago, right? So thanks for joining me on this one, guys. And again, yeah, I apologize for the last video. I made it private. It's it does get frustrating, but there's no reason for me to take it out on you guys. So, and it, even though I wasn't directed at you, it's still, after I rewatch it, I'm like, whoa, you just need to chill out, Dawn. So I'm chilling out, y'all. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.